13 cases of persons infected with monkeypox in Bayelsa State. Chief Executive Officer of the center disclosed these while shedding light on the outbreak of the disease on NTS program. Good morning, Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Apart from the 13 cases on ground, it has also been confirmed that no death has been recorded. It is against this backdrop that Dr. Ihekweazu is restating that the outbreak is a fairly mild disease associated from interactions with monkeys and some other animals like rats and squirrels.
For some reason that we don't fully understand, when there's interaction between animals and humans, especially when animals happen to be sick, that virus jumps from the animal to the human. In this case, we do suspect it was transmitted from a sick monkey, but we're not 100% sure because this thing's a bit difficult to explain. So once that happens, what happens then is there's a possibility of transmission in human populations, so from person to person, which is what exactly is happening.
He disclosed that a team of officials from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control has been deployed to Bayelsa State over the last 10 days to support healthcare workers in the state in combating the outbreak.
Advice has always been, especially for healthcare workers, nobody comes in with an infectious disease written on his forehead, so we must practice infection prevention and control measures all the time. What are these? Simple wearing of gloves. The era of just managing patients with your bare hands has gone. But this is a very hard message to get through to our clinicians sometimes. So one of our critical appeal messages today is, listen, always use your gloves, always practice basic infection prevention and control. Then our message, one last point to family members, is when you're ill, when you have ill members of the family, please take them to a hospital.
Spots on faces and palms are common symptoms of the disease, in addition to headache and fever. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Quite disturbing, isn't it? Now, do you know that over 300 million people suffer depression, with 260 million living with anxiety disorder worldwide? Now, the World Health Organization, WHO, says are impacting negatively on productivity, leading to the choice of the theme for this year's Awareness Walk, Mental Health in Workplaces. Some young Nigerians converged on the Unity Fountain to create awareness on the major health challenges. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday was there.
From a distance, participants appeared to be dancing or partying, but taking a close look, they were actually exercising to keep fit to ensure mental balance.
If all the civil servants in Nigeria, both the private and the public sector, will understand, the place of mental health in their health, I can tell you that their productivity is going to be at the optimal level at any time.
You don't have to use your official hours for this, but you can always create your own hours. It's time for all of us to come together and support.
The need for a legislation on mental health in the country was also advocated.
Nigeria is a great nation. We're going somewhere to happen big time, but we need mentally sound, mentally healthy people, mentally sound people to do this. So it's an awesome initiative.
Those that want to help to participate in this in order to achieve mental health, for them to supply us with enough facility we need, either to diagnose or assist an individual who is having a breakdown.
The overall objective of this awareness work is to solicit support for better health worldwide. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
In the meantime, emerging devastating developments on the environment due to inadequate exploration of the different worlds in the space is the challenge before scientists and environment experts at the ongoing 2017 World Space Week holding in Abuja. Mia Ugidi attended the 3-day event and now reports.
Beyond human-induced activities that impact negatively on the environment, certain happenings in the extraterrestrial space, such as metals on asteroids, water on the moon, temperature degrees, and other atmospheric uncertainties, need a deeper study to keep in tune with the realities of the time.
That most terrestrial problems can be solved from space.
With this advice coming from an expert on space technology and Chair Senate Committee on Science and Technology, gives further credence to the Nigeria's alliance with China and India to generate a knowledge bank to advance space weather products and services after securing a trust fund of $433,000 from the World Bank.
This is part of the World Bank mission and improving the use of appropriate modern technology.
With this development, Nigeria is to get more accurate space weather forecast and develop operations of space and ground technology systems. And for the environment family, this comes with so much benefits.
Landscape restoration, agricultural and pastoral improvement, and application of remote sensing for more effective project management.
Beyond exploring the different worlds in the space, promoting climate-smart agriculture and infrastructural development are also incorporated in this partnership. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
The need to build capacity for waste management in line with global best practices in Nigeria has been identified as another area to wealth creation by way of turning waste to wealth. This formed part of experts' opinion on NTS program. Good morning, Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Available statistics show that Nigeria is currently generating 24 million tons of waste annually at refuse dump sites across the country. Out of over 40,000 tons of the waste generated across the 36 states and the FCT daily, only about 20 to 30% of this waste is collected. Experts say the rest ends up in drainage systems causing flooding along streets and defacing cities. Gates on Good Morning Nigeria believes that Nigeria must learn from the experiences of other countries, making waves in turning waste to wealth.
What is no longer useful to an individual or a group can become useful to an individual or another company. Waste management is not that we don't know what to do or how to go about managing our waste, but just the capacity. We need to build the capacity to build on how to manage our waste. Others have done it.
For now, we continue to treat waste management as a social issue, whereas it's supposed to be a commercial issue. And as long as we treat it as a social issue, we're going to continue to have problems because there's no government that can handle waste management in its entirety. But once it's commercialized, you are in a position now to create wealth.
The Abuja Environmental Protection Agency, in addition to efforts towards keeping the Federal Capital Territory clean, has commenced steps to sensitizing people on the need to sort their waste at points of generation.
People should have the attitude to maintain a clean environment. So if they have that in mind, then the environment will be secure for both we and them to live. So FCT is for everybody. And if the city is clean, it's clean for everyone. So we should not go about and dispose waste indiscriminately.
The Gates suggested promulgation of necessary legislations at all levels as part of strategies towards the way forward. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Ahead of the Global Hand Washing Day, experts are advocating hygiene through the frequent washing of hands. This is as the Minister of Water Resources expresses determination to create more awareness on the importance of hand washing amongst school children to tackle water and sanitation-related diseases. Patricia Isamiluba brings us details.
Hand washing is very, very critical to our health.
The belief of the stakeholders in water management is that women and girls are less aware of the necessary hygiene concerning hand washing, especially during certain periods. Findings from UNICEF in 2010 indicates that 272 million school days are lost among children yearly to diarrhea-related diseases. To them, this has negated the ideals of hygiene in the society, and putting things right, they say, is now.
The grease and oil cannot be removed by ordinary water, so we need to include soap.
Counting down to October 15th, the day set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to mark Global Hand Washing Day. The Federal Ministry of Water Resources in this meeting highlight programs to celebrate the event in Nigeria.
I enjoin us all to continue to spread the message that choosing hand washing is choosing health, which is key to our future.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Water Resources, Dr. Musa Ibrahim says states across the Federation will also be joining in the global campaign, all geared towards engaging children as agents of change and creating massive awareness for everyone to adopt the culture of washing hands with soap always. In Abuja, Patricia A. Samiluba, NTA News.
Now, let's just remind you that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store. That's if you use devices with iOS. First port of call on Nationwide is our Lagos Network Center, and Demola is our guide. Demola.
Thank you, Joseph. Vigilante groups, if properly constituted and monitored, can play a vital role in crime reduction in line with the community policing and safety partnership drive of the Lagos State Police Command. Commissioner of Police Imoimi Edgar stated this at a town hall meeting in Police Area E Command in Festac, Lagos. Musa Toliat completes the report.
Commissioner of Police Imoimi Edgar said, given the insufficient number of police personnel to effectively maintain law and order across the metropolis, it is pertinent to encourage communities to set up vigilante groups that will collaborate with the police command to stem all forms of criminality in the state. He, however, stressed that due diligence in profiling such vigilante groups will be done by the police command to inject integrity and credibility in the local security outfit.
The traditional rulers and ballers will confirm that these are volunteers from within the community who have good records, and then we will now have a well-structured vigilante group. I've instructed all the DPOs that once that vigilante group is set up in any neighborhood, they must attach 3 armed men for patrols, particularly at night between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m.
The gathering provided a platform for the Commissioner of Police to reassure residents of the command's commitment to tackle professional misconduct in the force with a view to regaining public trust and confidence.
I've spoken with my officers and men. They have assured me they will change. But for those who have refused to change, there will be a problem with me.
Some residents expressed satisfaction with the new policing strategy announced by the Commissioner of Police.
I'm very happy because I know this man is ready to work.
It's an added advantage, or for my other colleagues too, to know that they must key into community policing.
I will use the opportunity to seek the operation, especially the people of Lagos State.
The town hall meeting is one in the series of police community dialogue to address the security needs across the state. In Lagos, Musa Tolia, NTA News.
Castrol GTX Essential, a premium quality lubricant that does all the essential maintenance of an engine and helps extend its lifespan, has been launched in Lagos. Annie Daniel reports that Eternal PLC is the exclusive authorized distributor of the lubricant.
The new Castrol GTX variant, management say, was developed in response to specific market requirements for Nigeria and is positioned as an affordable brand that meets manufacturer engine specifications.
We've been at the forefront of technology for over 100 years.
Developing lubricants for tomorrow's cars. They're developing lubricants for rockets, high-performance cars.
Almost every quarter we're audited, we're inspected, what we're producing is checked to make sure it meets the standards.
Eternal PLC, the exclusive authorized distributor, has in its portfolio an array of Castrol products. They include Castrol GTX Essential, Castrol Magnetic, Castrol Edge and an entry-level engine oil, Castrol Motor Oil. And they are available in over 140 countries.
We partner with them in many areas of obviously bringing our expertise in marketing technology in as well to achieve our objectives.
Our plant, which Mahmoud described extensively its capacity, it's a 15,000 metric ton.
Management noted that to ensure customers get value for money, the marketing team has commenced training of mechanics,
so that they can upskill themselves and better advise which products for which consumer and which problems or which vehicle.
Castrol Nigeria and Eternal PLC say Castrol is more than just oil. It is liquid engineering. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And that does it from Lagos. It's back to you, Joseph, for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Demola from our Lagos Network Center there. Now let's turn our attention to security matters with a view to reposition the Nigeria Police Force to be more efficient and proactive. A staff development database unit has been inaugurated. This was at the instance of Deputy Inspector General of Police, Department of Training and Development, Emmanuel Inyang in Abuja. Olajide Bello reports.
The database unit is established to capture and document information of all police officers who have undertaken specific training for record keeping, planning and effective deployment. It also seeks to address training needs, gaps and identify available capacity within the force.
Also help us in the content and scope of the Nigerian police training and development activities, which will facilitate our planning. Moreover, it would help us to keep records of all promotion courses, capacity building and development courses in the Nigerian Police Force.
I believe security is key in every society. In Nigeria, you have a strong presence both of the police and the army. And I think in order for your society to develop and for your people to live in peace, it's important that the police work is made within the framework of human rights.
Having human rights training at all the police training institutions, mainstreaming it within the system, ensuring there is adequate resource materials. So for example, through this project, we have developed Nigerian Police Human Rights Training Manual.
The unit is part of strategies employed by the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to boost police effectiveness and curb impersonation. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Paramilitary service in the country are to totally migrate to Payroll and Personnel Information System (IPPIS) platform by November this year. Accountant General of the Federation Ahmed Idris, while monitoring the exercise on behalf of the Ministry of Finance, that's Minister of Finance Kemi Adoshin, assures the personnel that it will erase ambiguity in the process and ensure a seamless salary structure nationwide. Leah Katun Babatunde has details.
Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System is a public finance management tool of the federal government designed to enable payment of salaries and wages directly into employees' bank accounts with appropriate deductions and remittances of third-party payments. The military and paramilitary agencies form part of those yet to be captured since the directive by President Muhammadu Buhari last year for complete migration into the platform. Following a series of consultations, the paramilitary agencies last week began a nationwide exercise to join other agencies already captured, with government keenly monitoring the process.
Confirm the commitment of the federal government to ensure that all agencies, all MDAs, all institutions, public institutions are on board the IPPS so that we can tap to the extreme all the expected benefits that the platform is there to offer.
We used to receive funds on a monthly basis to pay our staff, but now it's going to be paid from the Office of the Accountant General, and we have no fears because we know that we don't have anything to hide.
It will be an automatic salary for us instead of us to wait for several months, extra days. The government has promised one single day where everybody will be paid real time on time. So for us, it's a great benefit.
Despite the attendant benefits, there are genuine concerns as raised by the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Prison Service, Ahmed Jafaru.
And I hope there will be a period of mop-up for this program, because there are staff who we have declared deserters. We have also people who are in the hospital. We have people who are also on foreign UN missions in Somalia, in Liberia, in South Sudan.
And there is also provision to consider genuine cases. It is not a watertight kind of arrangement.
The registration process taking place in all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory will last till November. Medical and tertiary institutions are the next targets until all governments, ministries, departments and agencies comply fully with the presidential directive. In Abuja, I'm Lekachung Babatunde, NTA News.
Now let's get to some of the other stories making news today. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to addressing unpleasant circumstances that could make life unbearable for citizens. The Minister of Mines and Steel, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, re-echoed these are the flag of the distribution of relief materials to victims of disaster in Ekiti State. Michael Olale reports.
Since the commencement of this year's rainy season, Ekiti State has had its ugly share of natural disaster, from flood to soil creep in Okemesi Ekiti. Some residents have been rendered homeless as a result of these incidents. This event, therefore, is to cushion the effect of the disaster, restore the hope of the victims, and give them reasons to live again. President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, says the federal government will not relent in its efforts to deliver quality leadership by addressing pressing and immediate challenges of the people.
You may be aware of how much President Buhari has done to rescue states from disasters that could have even been more deleterious than the one we are experiencing.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, gave assurance of fair and equitable distribution of the relief items to the doorsteps of the victims, citing its intervention in 27 states so far as proof to the fulfillment of its mandate, while some of the beneficiaries lauded the timeliness of the intervention.
It's a relief as it is not to solve the problem of everybody, but I think it will go a long way in alleviating the suffering of those affected by the disasters.
This is a favorable response to our cries.
Wonderful. It has never happened before.
The event was an opportunity for stakeholders in disaster management to redefine their targets in the quest to control climate-induced disaster. In Ado-Ekiti, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun says his government will continue to accord teachers the pride of place to further encourage them to contribute to development. The governor made this promise at the occasion of the 2017 World Teachers' Day celebration held in Abeokuta. Lekon Agbonde has details.
In recognition of the huge contributions of the teaching profession to global development, the United Nations choose every 5th of October as the World Teachers' Day to reflect on issues that concern the profession. In Ogun State, members of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, and the Academic Staff Union of Secondary Schools joined their counterparts across the globe to celebrate the day, commending the men and women of the noble profession for their role in reshaping the society towards development. In spite of the daunting challenges, Governor Ibikunle Amosun reiterates the commitment of his administration towards the development of the education sector. He says while the government will not relent in its commitment to sustain and maintain the UNESCO standard of budgetary allocation to education.
We assure you of our continued prompt attention to issues burdening on your welfare and constant intervention to take education sector.
Stakeholders, while commending the administration of Governor Amosun for its effective and favorable policy in education, promised to continue to play their roles for the overall development of the sector. Theme for this year's World Teachers' Day is Teaching in Freedom, Empowering the Teacher. Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
And from Abeokuta, let's take you to Taraba State, where stakeholders have called for the improvement of working conditions for the teaching profession. They made their call during celebration of the 2017 International Teachers' Day with the theme Teaching in Freedom, Empowering Teachers. Joseph Osun reports on activities marking the day in Taraba State.
The 2017 International Teachers' Day had teachers, government officials and civil society organizations coming together to celebrate the contributions of teachers to the development of the society. In Taraba State, teachers' union groups held events in different locations where factors of improving teachers' welfare and the teaching profession took center stage. The Nigerian Union of Teachers Taraba State chapter marked the event at the NUT House. Dauda Maiman, who represented the national president of NUT and the state chairman of NUT, Peter Julius, stood firm that only improved working conditions for teachers can save the education sector in the country from collapse.
This period of the celebration to call on the Taraba teachers, both primary and post-primary, to buckle up and rededicate themselves to the teaching profession and service to humanity.
Meanwhile, at the Taraba State University, the Academic Staff Union of Secondary School Teachers held another event celebrating teachers.
It is said that no education can rise above the quality of its teachers. We are not asking for much because without teachers, there will not be other professions.
At both events, the teachers outlined their demands to include backlog of salary arrears, non-payment of minimum wage to primary school teachers, promotion challenge, and lack of training and retraining of teachers, as well as general neglect of public schools by government. In Jalingo, Joseph Sound Osun, NTA News.
We now pause for some messages. Nationwide continues in just a moment. Stay close.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
We are quick to blame other people, the government, even animals and nature.
Government cannot be responsible for everything. Some of our problems is our own making.
Do you condemn other people for the vices you are guilty of? Do you have genuine papers for your daily dealings?
I have never seen a more useless, dysfunctional, impracticable driver's license. It's not even a passport-size photograph. It's a full size of a human being showing.
The list is endless. This episode is titled, What About You? Join us this week on your rib-cracking comedy, Professor Jambu, and find out what bothers Godons as you laugh like never before.
I supposed to get an award for coping with this kind of living thing.
It's not even a living thing. It's a non-living thing. Over and out.
Brought to you by Glow,
the largest data network. Glow Unlimited.
In a world where movies have become a cliche and film sales are slowly reducing, there comes one event that will change everything. Hosting most of the film industry's brightest talents over 5 days. It's no other than the 14th Abuja International Film Festival. It is one festival that annually brings lives to watching films. Join us from the 9th to 13th of October 2017 at the Silver Bed Cinemas, Abuja. Take note, everything changes with the Abuja International Film Festival. Don't miss it. Festival partners and media partners.
Marketing in broadcasting requires some degree of specialized knowledge and skills, and it is a recognition of this that NTA Television College JAS is organizing an intensive 4-week course on modern trends in broadcasting media marketing. The course is going to be a knowledge-sharing class with emphasis on how best to meet the expectations of customers while remaining profitable. All participants will be exposed to emerging trends in broadcasting media marketing, aimed at equipping participants with new and robust skills in challenges of modern competition in the broadcast media marketing in Nigeria. Date 9th October to 4th November 2017. Venue NTA Television College, Rayfield, Jos. Fee 100,000 naira per participant. Accommodation inclusive. For more enquiries, contact us on 0806 980 9807, 0703 660 7155, or email us at ntacollege@gmail.com. NTA Television College, training you to be the best you can be.
From the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, on Sunday, November 5, 2017, Copyright Society of Nigeria, Osun, brings to you the show of all shows, featuring Nigeria's topmost music stars, the most exciting fashion, the nation's glitterati and paparazzi, at the climax of the electrifying 2017 Osun Week, the Osun Song Awards. The only way to describe it is wow! Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, Sunday, November 5, 2017. The Osun Song Awards. The only way to describe it is wow! Red Carpet Fantastico, 5 p.m. Strictly by invitation. The Osun Song Awards. The only way to describe it is wow!
Reorganized, trained, and fully equipped, we are the new improved Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime, we bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism, and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
These patriots worked together to achieve independence for one united Nigeria. Although some may say Nigeria is a mistake, we all know that the Almighty never makes mistakes.
God has not made a mistake by bringing us all together in the way that He has brought us together. God has put us together here so that we can build a community that will be an example to the entire world.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
You're welcome back. You're watching Nationwide with me, Joseph Johnson. Governor Kashim visits Molai Leprosy Center. We now join Mohammed for these and more stories. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Joseph. Thank you and welcome to Maiduguri. Borno State government is to employ additional 50 medical doctors to enhance healthcare delivery service in the state. The 50 doctors will form part of the 300 youths to be employed soon in the sustained effort to create jobs for the teeming youths in the state. Governor Kashim Shettima stated this when he inspected ongoing reconstruction of General Hospital Mule and Leprosy Center located 10 kilometers from Maiduguri. Abubakar Mohamed Musa reports.
Molai Leprosy Center was constructed by the missionaries in 1938 to attend to leprosy-related cases, which was later converted to General Hospital to attend to the health needs of surrounding communities. Speaking to NTA News, Governor Kashim Shettima said the intervention is the first of its kind in 50 years and assured the commitment to reposition the hospital.
We are not doing badly in spite of the insurgency. Right now we have over 200 doctors and we are recruiting more and training more. 90 of them in Sudan, so many of them in universities here in Nigeria.
The governor also presented foodstuffs to patients at the hospital with a call on the Mulay community to send their wards to school and be security conscious. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Mohamed Musa, NTA News.
Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Burate has inaugurated a 20-bed capacity hospital, housing accommodation, and a block of offices at the 7th Division headquarters of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri. Haman Jabani reports that 168 officers and soldiers are expected to benefit from the houses constructed under direct labor by the 47th Brigade Engineering of the Nigerian Army.
The 20-bed hospital, which was constructed by International Community of the Red Cross in collaboration with the Nigerian Army, is aimed at accommodating more injured officers and soldiers in the theater by providing them with best medical care and support. While the Human Rights Office at the 7th Division headquarters will hopefully promote respect for human rights by the Nigerian Army personnel, as well as provide easy access for civilians and other stakeholders who might have any complaints on issues relating to human rights violation.
We will do our utmost best to make sure that we finally stabilize the Northeast in terms of security.
The houses were built to address accommodation challenges of officers and soldiers.
In this regard, the Chief of Army Staff has continually provided resources for the construction of new accommodation blocks as well as rehabilitation of old structures in line with his policy of ensuring decent office and residential accommodation for personnel.
The construction work, which commenced January this year under direct labor, was completed at the stipulated time. In Maiduguri, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Towards ensuring effective and efficient service delivery, a two-day training for accounting officers in the Borno State Civil Service has opened in Maiduguri. Yagusu Bukara reports.
Declaring the workshop open, Borno State Accountant General Mohammed Sanders said the capacity building and professional development training will go a long way in improving the ability of finance officers, especially in keeping them abreast with financial activities as well as prudent management of resources. While calling on the organizers to keep organizing such training periodically, he equally charged them to utilize the experience gained and suggested that priority be accorded to IFSAs and revenue generation so as to consolidate government's policies and programs. Various papers were presented on aspects of the accounting profession.
We have to brace up to the task, at least to ensure prudent management, to ensure accountability. We have to shun away any iota of corruption in our society.
Ethics is there in any profession, so it is good to go and use that training, what they achieve from this training.
Participants are sure to make best use of the skills acquired at the workshop. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
That's all for our contribution. It's back to Joseph in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Mohammed, thank you. Now let's head to our Ibadan Network Center. Top on the lineup, Oyo State Government strengthens the judiciary with appointments of High Court judges. Fatai is standing by. Fatai, tell us all about it.
Thank you, Joseph Johnson. Welcome to Ibadan. Oyo State Government has strengthened the state judiciary with the appointment of 2 new High Court judges. Governor Abiola Ajimobi, at the swearing-in of the new appointees, charged them to bring their wealth of experience to bear on the bench. Ayomiku Ajibola has details.
Solemnly swear that I will be faithful.
Those were the 2 newly appointed justices in the Oyo State High Court, taking their oath of allegiance and pledge to the state. Governor Abiola Ajimobi charged the new justice to bring their vast experience to being in the administration of justice in the state, while acknowledging the important place occupied by judiciary in the promotion of peace and tranquility. He charged them to discharge their duties with fear of God and without fear or favor.
As a government, we have endeavored to create and sustain a mutually respectful relationship with the judiciary. We have never interfered in any judicial activities.
Chief Judge of Oyo State, Justice Amibola Mukhtar, thanked Governor Ajimobi for approving the exercise that led to the appointment of the 2 justices, as well as other stakeholders who contributed in the painstaking appointment process.
With the addition of these 2, things will change. Administration of justice will be faster in Oyo State.
The 2 new justices were thereafter presented with the official vehicle. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
Moving on, citizens of Osun State serving in the Nigerian Armed Forces have been charged to be good ambassadors of the state by showing exemplary virtues. Governor Rauf Aregbesola gave the advice in Osogbo while receiving a delegation of newly commissioned officers who were from Osun State. Olabode Arewa reports.
The 9 Army officers have just graduated as second lieutenants from the Direct Short Service Course 44 at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna. Their visit was to thank the state government for supporting their aspirations to serve their fatherland. Receiving them, Governor Rauf Aregbesola described their decision as a courageous one. He charged them to be disciplined and outstanding in their chosen profession, fulfill their dreams. Leader of the 9-man delegation, Second Lieutenant David Adewusi, expressed gladness at the successful completion of their 10 months military training. The delegation pledged to always keep in touch with their roots. Their visit is coming ahead of the new Army officers' resumption at their new military postings in Osogbo, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Kwara State Police Command has paraded 6 suspects in connection with car snatching along Ibadan-Ilorin road axis. Deborah Agbola reports that some exotic cars were recovered from the suspects.
Speaking at the parade, the Kwara State Commissioner of Police, CP Lawan Ado, appealed for support and cooperation of citizens to rid the state of criminals and criminal activities. He reiterated the determination of the Kwara State Police Command to discharge its statutory duty of protecting lives and property of Nigerians.
The command SAS operative attached Iruku Division suspected a Toyota RAV4 with registration number AKDEF, Lagos number, having 4 young men inside. The suspect confessed to the crime and will be charged to court after this investigation.
CP Ade urged the general public to give useful information to the police in the bid to reduce crime in the state. Deborah Agbola, NTA News.
That's it. That's it from the cradle. It's back to Abuja for continuation of Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Lord Fatai. Time to join Salmatu in Sokoto for update on World Teachers' Day celebration in the state. Salmatu, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Joseph, and welcome to the seat of the Caliphate. Rescue workers are still searching for more bodies from the boat mishap that occurred on River Niger in Yauri local government area of Kebbi State. Usman Abdullah reports that 16 bodies have so far been recovered by the rescue workers. The report.
12 of those who lost their lives were from Niger State, while 4 others were from Yauri in Kebbi State. As at the time of compiling this report, a body of a female was fished out, and many were yet to be seen as the search continues. The chairman Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency, Alhaji Sani Dododo, said the state government will take measures to address some of the unfortunate issues that led to boat accidents. The chairman similarly urged stakeholders in water transportation to ensure safety at all times.
Very soon, we are going to have a stakeholders meeting, including traditional rulers, local government officials, security agencies, and the marine experts will sit down with Niger State to see what we can do about this issue.
The Emir of Yauri, Dr. Muhammad Zayano Abdullahi, said most of the boats mishap are a result of trees and has on many occasions appealed to the government to remove them when the level of water reduced. He therefore called on government to urgently do something about the trees to save the lives of those people traveling over River Niger. Only recently, another boat mishap on River Niger in Bagudo local government led to the death of 36 people traveling to a village market from Niger Republic. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
As the world marks Teachers' Day, teachers in Sokoto have called on government to provide solutions to challenges facing the teaching profession. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila takes a look at some of the challenges facing the profession, which include unconducive learning environment and inadequate training for teachers. His report.
World Teachers' Day is a day declared by UNESCO, celebrated annually every 5th October, which is aimed at bringing together all stakeholders to reflect on ways to counter challenges facing the teaching profession. The theme for 2017 is Teaching in Freedom, Empowering Teachers, which seeks to draw attention of government and relevant authorities to issues relating to the professional status, terms and working conditions of teachers. In Sokoto State, with government declaring state of emergency in the education sector for almost 2 years, some teachers whose opinions were sampled said they have not seen anything yet, as the situation is going down day by day. The chairman, Nigeria Union of Teachers, Sokoto State Chapter, Chika Medema Alkamawa, told NTA News that they are part of the committee on state of emergency on education and are hoping that the work plan so far submitted to the state government will solve the problems facing teaching and learning process in the state.
And other incentives are also in place. They are all teachers, some teachers are on special teacher salary scale, like all those in the secondary school. We are working to harmonize teacher salary between basic education and secondary education.
Government and other stakeholders in the education sector are expected to accord the necessary social recognition to the teachers in view of the vital social role they play in nation building. In Sokoto, Abraham Osman Jibrila, NTA News.
That's it from Sokoto. It's back to Joseph for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Salmatu from our Sokoto Network Center there. Thank you very much. And now let's get to the very latest in sports. Super Eagles of Nigeria and their Zambia counterparts have a date with history as they go into the crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier on Saturday. Musbah Danwahab gives us a preview of the match with potential to set new records.
It's the final stage of preparation for the crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier against the Chipolopolo of Zambia. And the Eagles are aiming to fly high as they seek their 6th World Cup appearance. Standing between them and Russia 2018 is the Copper Bullets of Zambia, who are gunning for their first qualification since they began the quest in 1970. With 10 points, the Nigeria side are at the summit of Group B, but they need maximum 3 points against the Zambians to secure the ticket, with one more game to spare.
We were hungry against Cameroon. We are hungrier against the Zambians because we are very close now to the World Cup. We know one win on Saturday, a victory on Saturday, seals the race for the World Cup in our group, and the boys want to make sure that the race ends when we have the advantage.
The Zambians last tasted victory against Nigeria at this level in a friendly game in 1997 and 32 years ago in a competitive game.
And it's a goal, it's in.
We have started very well, we have had a good momentum, we want to finish very strongly.
The coach is doing everything with the players, and then the players too, they are responding very well. And then, you know, we don't have injury worries.
Riding on the back of their back-to-back wins against Algeria, the Chipolopolo on 7 points also need all the points at stake against the Eagles to realize their 47-year-old dream. Coach Wetsin Inyirenda of Zambia has been popular talking tough to rock the boat of the 3-time